Hey guys, today I'm going to show you 5 legal, uncommon, and super useful mods that will help give you a competitive edge in your next battle. Make sure you stick around for the last modification as it's the most important. And of course, everything I share here will be linked in the description. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you which mods to select once you've downloaded Aslan's mod pack. So let's get right to it. The first mod I recommend using is the Battlezone Skins mod. This modification highlights where the enemy modules and crew are on each tank. It is highly useful for getting critical hits, knocking out opponents' crews, and of course getting those juicy ammo racks. This is also a must-have modification if you guys are looking to complete that annoying critical hit mission, Alliance 8, for the Object 279E. The next modification is one I've been asked a lot about in my comment section. This is the Shell Flight Timer mod, and it'll tell you how long it'll take your shell to travel from your barrel to the target that you're aiming at. It's highly useful for tanks that have slower shell velocity, and for when you're completing those artillery missions and you need to lead your shot. This is also really useful when you pair it along with the aiming timer modification, which is the third modification on our list, and as it sounds like, is a timer for when your shots are going to be fully aimed. And I really enjoy this modification because it actually trains you to take fully aimed shots, as opposed to shooting early and then blaming bad RNG for your missed shot that you should have aimed for. And when you pair this with the better reticle size mod, it gives you the feeling of actually having less RNG that you have to depend on. You're fully aimed, you know where your shell can go, and that's something really valuable when you're in the heat of battle. Now, before getting on to the final 2 modifications, if you guys are finding any of these useful or intriguing, let me know by dropping a like so this video can reach more people. The next modification I'm going to suggest is one I find much more niche, but absolutely necessary when I find myself in close quarter engagements. This is the Disabling Wreckage Smoke modification. When I'm in a hull down position behind a tank wreck, the last thing I want is for the flames or the smoke to be in my face while I'm trying to aim at a cupola of an enemy. Disabling this makes sure that nothing stays in between me and my enemy while I snipe their weak spots. And the last and most important modification that I'm going to list here, the one I would take over any of the ones that I've listed previously, is the Spotted Timer mod. As it might sound like, from the time you get spotted, a timer goes off for 10 seconds. This will count down, you'll be able to see it, and then know when you're going to be unspotted. It takes the guesswork out of knowing when you're unspotted, and make sure that you preserve HP before going back into a bush or position that is exposed. I can't tell you how many times I've counted wrong and then lost a lot of HP or my whole entire tank for that mistake. This modification will help you preserve your HP and your tank for late game carries when you need that HP desperately. I also find this mod really useful because if I know that the enemy can only spot me for another 5 seconds, I can drive around and make the enemy think I'm going to go to one side of the building, I can feint, and then go the other way. This is really useful for making timed and subtle mind trick plays, and anything that gives you a competitive edge on the battlefield is definitely worth investing in. That's why I chose this mod as the most important one out of all 5. And now it's time for me to actually show you how to select and install these different mods. The first thing you're going to need to do is go to the link that I have in the description and download Aslan's mod pack. Of course, make sure your version's up to date, and after selecting your language and selecting a file location where you want to download this, it's going to bring you to the mod selection page. This is where we're going to be selecting the 6 mods that I mentioned in this video. And I'll be selecting these mods from the way they appear in the mod selection page that is going to be from ascending to descending. So follow along with me as we do that. The first mods we're going to select are the aim timer and the flight time modifications. We're going to scroll down to other XVM settings, which is underneath the XVM sites. Then select these 2 mods right here. If you guys are wanting to see the descriptions, you can click this right here, click on here, and then you'll be able to see the description. After this, the next thing we're going to select is the better reticle size mod. To do this, we're just going to scroll down to the camera mods in non-XVM settings. And at the bottom over here, we're going to see the better reticle size and the reticle size remover. I click both of them, it seems to work right here. So click both of these and you should be good to go with the better reticle size. Now after selecting these 2, we're going to scroll down right around to this point, the 6th sense modification. You're going to click the 6th sense timer, and you'll also be able to choose whether you want a static icon or one that's animated that will count down until you're unspotted. I prefer the one that counts down so I'm positive that I am unspotted and I pay attention to it. Now the next mod we're going to select is going to be the Disabling Wreckage Smoke, and to do this, we're going to go above the garage section in the watt tweaks. And then we have the Disable Exhaust Smoke and Disable Wreckage Smoke. I do both of these since they have the same type of effect, and I find this really useful. So go ahead and select these 2. And the final one we're going to select is going to be a part of the customizations, textures, and models. Let's scroll down. And lastly, we have the hit zone skins. This is the section you're looking for, and you can select the Esther Smart or Esther Permanent. Personally, I like the Esther Smart because as soon as you get closer to the enemy, you'll be able to see their modules instead of them always being present on literally every single tank, which makes them kind of ugly. So select this one right here and see how you like it. Now with that done, you guys are all set up with the different mods that I listed here. Let me know in the comment section which mods you guys are most excited to use and try out, and which ones will be most useful for you and your play style. With that said, if you guys found this video useful and you want to see more videos that provide value to you in World of Tanks, check out my channel as I have a lot of different position guides for different maps. And I'm also going to be covering topics that are really interesting, like fixing the matchmaker and how we could plausibly nerf artillery so that it has less of effect on normal players' games. Those topics are going to be coming out within the next month or so, and I take my time on videos because I really care about providing value to you guys and actually going in depth to these topics. So if you guys want to see that follow up, check out my channel. I will see you guys there, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.